If you have spent more than 5 minutes online since Metroid Prime 4 Beyond launched, you've seen it, guys. We're not talking gameplay, we're not talking all the controversy. We're talking about this Metroid Prime 4 Defense Force, a group of Nintendo diehards who will twist themselves into literal pretzels trying to justify anything from questionable writing to a $30 music paywall. And the wild part of this is, I actually used to be one of them. When I first started YouTube, I genuinely believed that being positive about gaming, especially Nintendo, all the time was the way to go. Like, oh, guys, let's check out this game and let's check out this indie. I wasn't faking the hype, though. I absolutely love Nintendo. I've been a Nintendo diehard. You can see all the NES games over there, guys. I grew up with every Nintendo console. Every time I bought one, any console generation, I always chose the Nintendo console. I didn't get the PlayStation or the Xbox. I was enthusiastic about Nintendo, and the thought of coming on here and being negative or even dare criticizing it was kind of like a shaky ground. I didn't want to ruffle feathers. I didn't want to rub Nintendo the wrong way, especially because I was part of the Nintendo Ambassador program for quite some time. But then one day I woke up and realized shaping my opinions based around what I thought Nintendo would like and not get Nintendo fans and gamers mad at me, it wasn't exactly the right thing. I wasn't actually thinking or saying my actual feedback or my opinion, guys. I wasn't being honest, right? I hated being like that. So I went ahead, talked about it, gave my thoughts. If I had something to bitch and complain about, I would do it. And as a result, especially now with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, the hardcore Nintendo loyalists, they're melting down. They don't like it if you say anything wrong. It's instant meltdown, blocks, ugly replies in your Twitter threads or your video comment section. It's harassment. It's people accusing you of betraying the community. It's like if you refuse to worship a $1 billion company, that it's some kind of personal betrayal. And it's been an experience dealing with Nintendo fanboys, especially recently when I've called stuff out in regards to the Switch 2, whether it's pricing, whether it's game key cards. There's been a couple examples lately, especially from some of the most disgustingly toxic positive Nintendo shills out there. We'll go ahead and talk about it in a minute. But Metroid Prime 4 is next level, guys. It's bringing out some of the worst Nintendo fanboys I've seen in my life, guys. Every bit of that behavior is just overwhelming at this point. They can't handle that you're dare criticizing anything about Metroid Prime 4, guys. And when it comes to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, I wanted to be excited. I honestly did, guys. We've been waiting how long since Metroid Prime 4 was announced, and how many years since the last Metroid Prime game came out? Then we had all these little previews coming in, these screenshots, screenshots and snippets and clips and stuff of weird forced Reddit style dialogue. A writer was exposed whose work doesn't fit in the series. They were a little bit of an SJW. And then we read about the music being locked behind a $30 amiibo or a 100% completion. Open world sections that feel like padding. NPCs again that look and sound like they've basically were soy jacked. I don't know what the expression is, but still, after all the valid criticism, the Nintendo Defense Squad goes on the attack, guys. Like, they're literally being paid full time for, I guess, this defense mechanisms they have where they have to lash at you and attack you and call you a grifter and say that you're lying on the game. If you're criticizing anything about this, whether it's the writing, the graphics, oh, well, you just hate fun. You just hate everything. If you criticize the music paywall, just play your music from your phone, bro, in the background. You bring up odd design choices. You haven't played it yet. You're a fake Metroid fan. There's literally mental gymnastics going on. Olympic tier at this point. What if I told you that you could make first impressions based off of stuff that you see, whether it's clips, trailers, reading articles? You can make a first impression off of that and decide as a consumer whether it's a TV show, a movie, or a video game that you want nothing to fucking do with it. But the joke's on you guys. I've logged about 10 hours of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and so far it feels like a fucking slog. It's okay. It's an okay game. But for a game that we've waited over 8 years, since it was announced to just be okay, that's not good enough. I'm a Nintendo fan, but I'm not gonna fucking settle for mediocrity. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, it works. Like Star Wars Outlaws, when you had people like Player Essence. Oh, you're lying about the game. It works. It's good. No, it wasn't good. It still had bugs. It still had glitches. It was a fucking mess. I posted all of my evidence for my opinion on my Twitter. Yet I had people saying that I was lying, even though you can play better versions of that game on the PlayStation and Xbox and PC for cheaper prices than what the Switch tax is offering. The overrated price for a game key card. And they're always moving goalposts, guys. It's always the same cycle, right? Especially when it comes to all these games. With Metroid Prime 4, you're hearing things like, oh, this NPC that looks like a Redditor, looks like Rick Moranis, he's only in the tutorial. No, he's not. He's in the hub, the base camp. So then it becomes, oh, he's in the whole game, but you get used to him. And then after that, it's, oh, every companion's annoying, but that's kind of charming. There's a screenshot, a literal screenshot on Reddit making fun of how these people move the goalpost. Mash JT showed in his video. It's absolutely correct, guys. That's cope. That's the way that these people work. And any time that you show actual concern, any kind of criticism, even if you do enjoy the series and you love it, suddenly, like I said, you're a grifter, you're an attention seeker, you're a Nintendo hater. Meanwhile, my Nintendo fanboyism has shown for years on my channel. I've had mostly Nintendo content on this channel. I just stopped faking the funk and pretending everything was okay through rose-tinted glasses when they start fucking up. But that's with every company, whether it's Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo. But you got people like Nintendo Prime, Player Essence, just all these Nintendo Shield channels where they are like above and beyond, like disgustingly shilling for it. I'm sorry, but this toxic positivity is too much. Okay. Oh, well, you guys just need to hate because that's the grift and you get to, no, look at my fucking monthly views. You think I'm grifting off of this shit? You think I'm making fucking bank off this shit? Fuck no. It's honest to God criticism. It's valid. It's called being genuine. And people don't like to hear that. Okay. So $30 Amiibos locking features like music, that's robbery. That's nickel and diming your fucking audience. That's disgusting shit. To see people shilling and defending that. Basic gameplay features locked behind that. When Amiibos are 30, it'd be different. Like somebody tried to compare it to Skyrim, where you can get the Zelda skin if you have the Link Amiibo. Back then, that Amiibo wasn't $30. Plus, the full actual game from start to finish of Skyrim and then some was on the Nintendo Switch cartridge. That was just a cute little bonus with a Zelda nod to it. That was completely optional. That wasn't basic gameplay features on it. And then on top of that, things like talking about the writer that they hired who doesn't understand the tone of Metroid. That matters. That's valid. There's a lot of things about this game that matter. The tone of Metroid actually matters in Metroid games, guys. Sure, they try to do this open world thing with this desert and stuff, but if all things to make your central hub a fucking desert, deserts are empty. I know a lot of people are criticizing the desert for feeling barren and empty. Well, that's a design choice that's puzzling. And then the bike and other things, this game at moments feels like a literal Frankenstein of different games and stuff. It doesn't know what it wants to be when it should just be fucking Metroid. It doesn't have to be linear. It could be open-ended. It could be open world. But where's Samus's ship? Why aren't you traveling using your ship? Why aren't you going to different planets exploring? Why aren't you doing Samus things? I have no clue. And is honesty no longer allowed? Is criticism no longer allowed, guys? Meanwhile, these hardcore defenders, they keep comparing Metroid Prime 4's visuals to PS3 and PS4 games like it's a fucking compliment. And I'm so confused, right? I'm so confused. Why are you comparing a next-gen $500 fucking console to PS3 or PS4 graphics and complimenting it? It's not a good thing. People out there that are criticizing this game are saying the graphics look like PS3 and PS4 for a fucking valid reason. Now, is it overboard? Maybe sometimes it is a little bit embellished, a little sensationalized, because there are some good games from PS3 and PS4 that have held up. Right? But then you look at things like the palm trees and the details, and just there's a lot of lack of detail in this game. Like sometimes when you're close up and the FPS, vision, it looks good. But then when you get on the bike or you see Samus in 3D, the frames look fucking funny when she's running. It just looks really stiff. The actual like bike riding environment when it's zoomed out just looks lack of detail for a game that's over 8 years of development, guys. And it's been developed twice. I saw somebody saying that this is one of the best looking games on any console, guys. Any console. Are you sure that you've seen a game on anything else besides the Nintendo Switch? At that point, that just tells me it's somebody that doesn't play PlayStation, Xbox, or PC if you think that this is the best looking game on any console, because I could challenge you that with all sorts of games, especially from the PlayStation library. And I will say this, like I said, the game does look amazing from, you know, certain perspectives, especially the FPS stuff, and you're in the first part of the game and you see the cliffs in the distance and the mountains and stuff. But you can't pretend that the textures that are close up in your fucking face don't look like they need to be worked on some more. This game does not look like it's something that has been polished for so long, a banger title that Nintendo needed to come out with. And honestly, this is not hate. This is not hating. This isn't betrayal. Honesty and criticism are not hate and betrayal, guys. And loving a franchise doesn't mean literally worshiping it and saying nothing wrong could happen when it comes to this game, guys. This isn't about Metroid Prime 4 being good or bad at all, guys. That's something that you guys could find out for yourself, because reviews are subjective. I don't have to fucking like the game. Like I said earlier in my tweet, I've been playing this game and it's okay. I'm not really enjoying it as much as I would several hours in at this point. There's been parts where it just feels like a fucking slog. And I'm like, oh God, man. Like, it just feels like there's so much padding to extend this length of the game. And over 8, maybe even closer to 10 hours in, I'm still feeling like it's a chore to play. And people are like, well, you could just do better things with your time. You don't have to play it. Sure, but making content for you guys is why I do this. You think I don't play games that I don't like? Like, imagine only playing stuff that you like. And that's it. And never seeing anything else that's negative or bad. I've played plenty of stuff that I don't like and plenty of stuff I like. This is a game, like a big, heavy title that I've been looking forward to for years. So, of course, I'm going to sink the time into it, guys. And then you're reading all the other reviews and stuff. It's mixed. Some outlets are 6 out of 10. Some are 9 out of 10s. The fandom that is behind Nintendo anything at this point, guys, seems like they're terrified of criticism. And they treat any kind of negative impression like it's a personal attack on them, when it's really not. It's not. Okay? When you reach a point where you're more protective of Nintendo or whatever corporation, whether it's Sony, Microsoft, you're more protective of that than the actual game itself, you've lost the fucking plot. Games do evolve. Abso-fucking-lutely, guys. But when they lose their identity, like Metroid Prime 4 compared to like the other ones, when they lose their identity, the identity that made people love those games, fall in love with those games because the writing's off, or you got design decisions like, you know, the NPCs that look like Redditors, or this bike nonsense, or the desert that's just barren, or you have like paywalled music. Those are decisions that clash with the series overall. Fans should be allowed to say something. You could disagree with it, but writing back in response, like I saw somebody reply to me like, oh, well, that's because you're a dumbass and you went in with confirmation. But like, why do you have to stoop to insults? Why do you have to call people dumbasses and idiots and why do you have to stoop to insults? And why do you have to be ugly behind your little autistic anime avatars and your little Mario and fucking Metroid shilling, right? Again, I've been a Nintendo fan all of my life. And half these people that are scared of criticism and stuff, they're only like in their early 20s and shit. Every once in a while you get an older guy like Nintendo Prime who just, everything is just honky-dory with Nintendo. I don't think I've ever seen him say a bad thing about Nintendo. That's kind of weird, guys. Criticism is not evil. It's not grifting. It's not hate. Okay? It's caring enough to want a game to be the best version of itself. And when Metroid Prime 4 has already had 2 different development cycles, I mean, imagine how bad the Bandai Namco game was for Nintendo to scrap it. Could you imagine if Retro Studios didn't even make Metroid Prime 4 and we just had the first version? If that got scrapped, imagine how bad that would be. And then the version that came out is still kind of, an 80, an 81, which again doesn't mean it's a bad game at all. People are like, oh, well, you're just spoiled. What kind of spoiled gamer are you that an 8 is bad? No, dude, it goes beyond that. Playing it safe through nostalgia, that's not enough. And then when you see everything else on top of it and you're playing the game and you're just not feeling it, that's my opinion. It's not a dick. Don't take it so hard. Don't think that it's a fucking attack or a grift. Like, oh, it's a grift just because you're negative about something. That's a weird way to go. Like, never in my life have I been upset because somebody doesn't like something that I like. That is weird. And again, like I said, Nintendo shills are the worst at it. They're absolutely fucking worst at it. They have to fucking protect. They have to protect it. And again, I've seen it a lot since the Switch 2's come out. I've seen it from various channels. I get it. You like Nintendo. I've been there before, but I'm not going to sit here and keep my mouth shut and pretend that stuff is good, whether it's Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that these companies give a fuck, that they're not being lazy. They're all being fucking lazy now. It's not just Nintendo. They're all in it for subscription services, paywalls, monetization, microtransactions, all those buzzwords. They're all in it. Well, Eric, why do you make these videos? Why do you make this content? Because that's what I do. You're allowed to voice your opinion on stuff that's negative. You can make all the videos and articles and tweets about something you hate, you want. That's one thing that they try to do. They try to say the whole, oh, well, if you hate this game so much, why are you making so many videos about it? If you don't like this game, why you make this many articles? Why do you tweet about it? Because you're allowed to use your free speech to criticize, to say something negative, to complain. You're allowed to bitch all you want, guys. The fact that you think you have a right to tell somebody that they're a grifter over their fucking opinion, whether you like it or not, is wild, in my most humble opinion. To think that you can invalidate somebody's free speech or criticism on something that's actually pretty fucking valid. I have not seen much that's invalid about Metroid Prime 4. Again, the game's not bad by any means. It's okay. And if you're having fun with it, I'm happy for you. I genuinely am fucking happy for you. Okay? I'm happy for you that you're having fun with it. But don't try to invalidate everybody else's criticism because they don't like it or because something bothers them or that they have an opinion that's differing from you. And again, the Nintendo shills do this all the time. It is so weird. I don't know if it's that they're delusional, that they don't want to make Nintendo upset. When I was in the Nintendo Ambassador program, they took me out because I was harsh on some of the games that were coming out, like Pokken Tournament. I was harsh on my Metroid Prime Federation Force. I was harsh on a few games like ARMS. And then because I said negative things and I wasn't a champion for Nintendo, I was booted from their program. I mean, I was there for the Wii U and 3DS era for the Nintendo Ambassador program. I was there for the start of the Switch era for the Ambassador program. And then, you know, they want you to say good things. They don't give you a bullet point or a script, but they want you to say good things only. It's a fact. And not all companies are like that, but a lot of them are. Ubisoft's another one that doesn't like you saying harsh things if you're an Ubisoft creator. It's just facts. I don't know, maybe these channels are ambassadors, so they have to protect the cause. They have to say only nice things. But when you go to somebody else's platform and shut down their opinions about it, that's weird. You can have a debate, you can have a friendly debate, a conversation, but to full out attack somebody because they have a different opinion, that's wild. And I've seen that from both people like Player Essence and Prime, where they'll go to people's Twitter and they'll fucking call them grifters and all sorts of like insults and just be all around rude towards people. That's what's weird. That is really weird. So yeah, Metroid Prime 4, it might end up actually being a classic eventually. I want it to be good. I'm still playing it. I'm going through it. I have 3 of the keys out of the 5. But pretending that every single decision Nintendo makes is perfect and flawless, that doesn't help anybody. That helps nobody. That doesn't help gaming, guys. It doesn't help the audience, doesn't help the franchise, and it definitely doesn't help the game developers who deserve honest feedback. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you as always for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, please hype it. There's that hype option. It's brand new to YouTube. I don't know how it works. If you could see a chance to hype this video, please do it. It'll push into algorithm. Hit that like, all that stupid stuff YouTube wants us to do. If you're not subbed for any reason, hit that sub as well. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Let's see what drama this video caused. Because again, Nintendo fanboys can't take the criticism. But I'll see you on the next one.